has our live stream. Bye.
So this is the live that nobody asked for. This is the live that nobody knew was even going to be going on today. This is the live that I just felt intuitively called to do. And because I know that the internet is forever, even if people are not seeing it while it is going live, it does live on and people will see it in the right timing for themselves. Even if it's tomorrow or it's later on today or it's next week, because divine timing is a real thing. So whenever you guys are seeing this is the right time for you to be seeing it. Now, before I get myself situated over here, I'm first going to be setting up the lighting and I'm going to be setting up the chats. And then I'm going to share kind of what was on my mind and why I felt called to intuitively do this live stream today and to let this live on forever, maybe, on YouTube. And whoever is here, when you're here, please feel free to let me know that you're here. Give a shout out, say, hey, what's up? So we are going to do what with the messages here? We're going to do top messages. There we go. So that way potential spam is going to be removed. Now, the energy today is a bit wild. And I know that astrologically there's a lot, hey T Roberts, I know that astrologically there's a lot that's going on today and it seems like it's very significant and it's very meaningful, and it is. But even outside of that, the energy today is also incredibly powerful and it's incredibly potent. And that's why I wanted to come on and do a live stream today so I can discuss a little bit of like what's going on with the energy and maybe helping you guys kind of like navigate it, or at the very least, work in tandem with it, because this energy is calling for, it's giving us an opportunity. It's not to say that we're going to miss out if we don't take this opportunity. It's just to say that it is providing an opportunity for us. And I want to discuss it with you guys so I can provide guidance or definitely some insight into the energy on how to best work with it and navigate it. I love that, T. Roberts. So T. Roberts said, was just asking source what I should be doing and you popped up. I mean, if that is not an indication of synchronicity, I don't know what is. Because that's pretty damn synchronistic. So I'm going to be talking a lot about that. And here's the wild thing as well. The energy of what came in today after I had meditated is actually going to connect to a live stream that I'm going to be doing on Thursday. That's going to be a scheduled one. It's not like going to be surprise. I'm just popping on. Nobody knew about it. Nobody was given any like advanced message about it or advanced warning. But interestingly enough, what is going on energetically in the world right now actually has a lot to do with the, I think I can say the word, the assassination attempt that happened with Donald Trump just last week. So I'm not going to talk about that aspect because there's going to be a live stream on that I'm going to do on Thursday. But I'm going to put this out. This is going to live on YouTube, and then it's going to kind of give a little bit of a teaser, a little bit of an insight into actually what that was about, because it's connected. Everything is, energy is everything, and all energy is connected. So nothing exists in a vacuum, and it's not like what's happening now is not going to affect one of us or all of us, or doesn't have the capacity to affect one of us or all of us, because it does, and it will, and it actually also has to do with that. Because again, energy is everything. Hello, Hamid. And once we also have the insight and the understanding into the way of how things are actually operating behind the veil, so on a soul, spiritual, energetic, or vibrational level, once we understand that everything is connected, it kind of demystifies everything that's going on in the world. So Blitzo has asked, can I say hi to Noah? I absolutely can. Hello, Noah. I give shout outs apparently. Certainly on demand. Hey, Jamie. So Jamie, this was the live that was not scheduled. This is the live that nobody knew that I was going to be doing. This is the live that nobody asked for, not even myself. I was just sitting down in meditation and receiving all of these downloads on the energy of today. And I was like, I've got to share this. I just have to. Thank you very much, Blitzo. I appreciate that. I did almost next to no preparation. I put a little highlighter on, a little blush, a little lip something or another. I like just spiked up my hair and I was like, okay, let's do this. I like curled my eyelashes and I was like, okay, that's it. I'm calling it a day. So thank you for saying so. I appreciate that. So first and foremost, before we dive in and I share any of the insights of what had come in for me, I want to know if anybody has any questions on the energy of today, or if you guys just want me to like dive into it. Jamie, I was just going to say, what in the good Lord is going on? Oh my, thank you. I was a little worried. I just felt called to do this. I was just like, I just gotta go live right now. No rhyme, no reason, no planning. I was just like, I like shot a text message to my mom who's downstairs working in her office and I was like, I'm going live, Mom. I shouted down to Pip. I was like, I'm going live, Pip. And that was that. There was like absolutely no preparation whatsoever other than like the tiny bit of makeup that I put on and like all of the downloads that I was receiving and thinking like, should I share this? And I was like, yeah, I'm definitely sharing this.
Bye-bye.
Where are you going?
I have to plug it in.
You're not going to be able to, I don't think, because the charger's in the car. Hey, Frank.
What?
Yeah, and I can't go out and get it right now. I'm sorry.
But
You can ask where you can go and you can get it, and I'll give you the key. And you know exactly where it is as well.
where is it?
Victor, where is... So, I'm in New York right now. I'm not going to reveal where I'm in New York, but I am actually in my mom's house right now. I'm in New York. Last time I did a live stream from here, I put down the window shades, but I was like, no, I just have to go on. Like, literally, there was no preparation. I wasn't even going to bother, like, tinkering with the window shades. I was like, I'm just going on.
Softa needs the key.
Guess where it is?
Where?
In the bowl right here.
Okay.
And it's plugged in the cup holder.
Okay.
So, no, I'm not going to reveal where in the entire magnificent state of New York I am. Exactly for that reason, Victor. But thank you for your interest. So again, I'm just going to ask if anybody has any questions about the energy of today. I don't know why, like, the word that just came in is like unholy energy. I assure you the energy today is incredibly holy. It is not unholy at all.
Why would the energy be unholy?
I don't know. That's just like came into my mind. It was like the unholy energy. I was like, I don't know about that. Because this energy, I assure you, is, hey, Bernice. Again, I feel like the need I have to say this to everybody. This is the live stream that nobody knew was doing. I was doing. It was not scheduled. It was the live stream nobody asked for. It was just like, I'm going live today. Because again, I feel like the information that I received when I was in meditation was like important to share. And since everything on the internet lives on forever, people will see it in like divine timing, whether or not they were expecting it. And even if it's like a month from now and somebody sees it, that's the right timing for them to have seen and received this information. It's not like exclusive to this time. Like it is more potent at this time, but it's not exclusive to this time. So I'm going to share with you guys what had come in when I was in meditation. And again, sharing with you guys that this is actually has a lot to do with a live stream that I'm going to do on Thursday, which you guys will have advance notice and you will know that I'm going to be doing it. Because the one that I'm going to do on Thursday specifically has to do with the assassination attempt on Trump's life. And what does, that's great. What does that have to do with what is going on now? Bernice, I wasn't expecting to see you, but happy nonetheless. Same here, darling. So this is what came in when I was sitting in meditation. An expression came in 3 times. And this is the exact expression that had come in.
Bye.
Bye. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. So the energy right now is in some way an invitation, or it's beckoning us to come back in some way. Now you might be wondering who, thank you Danny, who is the invitation for us to come back to? Thank you Danny, I appreciate it.
Me.
Yes.
Can I show you a faster way to roll up the slinky? Instead of going like that or like that, instead, wait, you can do.
I'm learning everything I didn't even think I needed to know about a
Look,
slinky right
You
now.
can do that.
Mm-hmm.
There.
That's very cool. Actually, and you want to know something that's crazy? So Pip was actually just showing me something to do with his slinky, which has a lot to do with come back to me. So everything is truly divine. Everything is truly divine, including the interruption now that has to do with the slinky. Hey, take no prisoners. Hey, Jamara.
Hey, take no prisoners.
Hey, so Pip is saying hey to everybody. So again, when I was sitting down to meditate, I had received one expression repeated 3 times. The expression was, come back to me, come back to me, come back to me. And why is this notable and why is it significant? Because this is an invitation to return to, if you were wondering,
Return to what, God?
we have to pause for dramatic effect because the tablet needs some attending to.
And because it's at 5%.
Because it's at 5%. Oh man.
What?
Okay, nothing. We're gonna get it now. Shit. Okay, after this, seriously, no more. I can't even get through a sentence here. After this, no more interruptions, Mr. Pip.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. What is the come back to me? What is the significance of it? So it's an invitation, as I had started to say. Invitation to whom or what, you may be wondering. It's an invitation to return to the self, to ourself, or to some higher version of ourself, or a more aligned version of ourself, which is why we may in fact, just like I had a disruption here with Monsieur Pipsqueak, we may be experiencing at this time disruptions of a personal nature. They are by design. So where I was also saying everything is divine timing, because Pip was saying, like, he was showing me something to do with like a slinky, and it's like anyone who's a millennial or older than a millennial, we all know, we all have had experience with a slinky, right? We know them, we get them. They're they're unruly, they're disruptive, they get tangled. Sometimes they never return to the way in which they were when you first take them out of the package. Because damn, once those slinkies get tangled up, are they damn near impossible to keep in pristine condition? And are they damn near impossible to get back to the original form that they were in before they had gotten tangled up? This actually has a lot to do with ourselves. Because think of the experiences that we have, the things that we go through, how they disrupt us, how they change us, how we feel like it's robbing us of our innocence, or it's taking us away from some younger version of ourselves. So this is an invitation at this time to come back to me, whatever that me is. Maybe that me is yourself. Maybe it's a younger version of yourself. Maybe it's a more playful version of yourself. Maybe it's a version of yourself that you thought have been left behind because you've gone through too much shit and you've been too traumatized or you've been too broken. It's an invitation to come back to that period of your life, or to come back to that version of yourself. Yes, it's possible. Yes, exactly, Lena. He is right. It can be a return to source. Now, even if it's not a return to source per se, it's not like we're being reunited on a spiritual level with our connection to God. By coming back to ourselves with the understanding that we all have a spark of godliness that's inside of us, if we can return back to ourselves, guess what? We're still returning back to source in some way. Right? Take no prisoners? Danny is 44. Guess what? I'm 44 also. Woohoo! Natalie, hello Faye. What an awesome surprise. Didn't know you were going live today. Guess what, Natalie? Until about, I would say 30 minutes ago, I didn't know that I was going live either. Literally, I was like in meditation and then I was out of meditation and I was like, you know what? This is hot. I gotta hop on. I need to share this with the people. So I didn't know that I was either. T. Roberts, funny enough, I was just going to say when Pip was there, how I love the chaotic energy of children. That is definitely a way to put it. Now, I got more goodies about come back to me and about the energy as a whole at this time. So first and foremost, again, it's an invitation to return to the self. Whatever that self is, ourself, a different version of ourself, a higher version of ourself, a version of ourself that we don't yet know. But this is also why there could very well be disruptions of a personal nature that may come in. These disruptions, just like the disruption that I had a moment ago, is to realign us with who we are, or in fact, who we could be. So it's a bit like, the way it was shown to me is, for anyone that's familiar with not the book version of Alice in Wonderland, you know, like the Disney cartoon version of Alice in Wonderland, where she's wearing like that blue dress with the white smock, and she has like the black headband, and she has like the blonde hair, and she sees the rabbit go hopping by, and the rabbit is like, oh dear, and what's the rabbit like fussing about? He thinks he's late. He thinks he's late. He thinks he's late. So where in our life may we also feel like we are not on time? Like we should be more evolved. We should be further advanced where we think we should be at a particular, right? Like, oh, I should have my shit together. Frankly, says who? But it's kind of like the signification of the rabbit is highlighting for us our sense of self-worth. Where do we feel like we're not enough? Where do we feel like we are not on time? Where we're not showing up the way that we think we should be showing up? So it's a bit like the disturbance of Alice noticing the little white rabbit, who's saying, oh dear, he's so late, he's so late. And at that moment, Alice kind of had like, she was at a fork in the road. She could have continued to just sit there, see the rabbit, decide not to follow it. What did she decide to do instead? She followed the rabbit down the rabbit hole. And that one decision completely changed her life, and it completely changed her mind. Take no prisoners. I just have to get this out. Trump is going to have at least 2 more attempts on his life. So for the live stream that I'm going to do on Thursday, if you want to bring that in as a question, I can look into that. But and today, the energy of today, definitely, not just today, the energy of, I would say, like even the last 7 to 10 days, very much is going to relate to that and relate to the live stream that I'm going to do on Thursday. Hey, Steve. I know, Steve, synchronicity, right? Major synchronicity right now. T. Roberts, remember, Neo also yes. Howdy, Steve, yes. They're not bangs. I'm actually, this is crazy. I will share with you guys once I kind of get like the thoughts of what's going on with the energy today out of the way. I'll kind of share with you like what's going on with my hair, because I went for anyone who doesn't know, I'm not in my home. I'm in the home state that I was born in, not the state that I currently live in. And I've been here for a while, and I needed to get my hair done. And I went to a hairdresser that I had never seen before, and I kind of went through a hair trauma, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna roll with it. Disruptions They're going to come in at this time. It's for us. Nothing is happening against us. Everything is happening for us, including the hair trauma that I went through just 7 days ago. But I'm making the most of it. It's like, okay, this happened. I can't go back. I gotta just go with it. So I'm learning to redefine the way in which I approach what feels beautiful to me. Everything is an invitation. Because through our vibration, we get to choose the way in which we're going to experience the world. So I could have been derailed by this. I could have been like, oh my God, like I'm gonna get like extensions, or it's like, okay, I'm just gonna pivot. You know that scene in Friends? Pivot, just pivoting. Thank you, Steve. And when I actually have more time to get myself like prepared and get myself ready, and not like I'm going on in 10 minutes, I'll actually style it a little bit better. But it's kind of like a little reminiscent of the mohawk that I had a couple of years ago. It's like, okay, or here's the thing. A high vibe thought would be it's reminiscent of a mohawk I had years ago. Low vibe would be it's a bit something about Mary, right? But when I actually style it, like I'll do for Thursday, it's super cute, it's super chic. I'm gonna catch up on comments and then I'm gonna keep talking about going down the rabbit hole. Take no prisoner. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. Natalie, I also went through some hair traumas a few years ago. I had to also make the best of it. It's really all we can do. What? I'm gonna wear a beanie in the middle of the summer until it grows out? No. So it's like, okay, pivot. I'm pivoting. It's an invitation for all of us to pivot. But here's the crazy thing. Since we're already talking about hair, okay, fine, we'll go with it. This is what I was gonna share about hair. And about how nothing is happening to us, everything is happening for us. But in addition to things happening for us, it's like, okay, if I'm somebody that's always talking about like vibration, so how could I vibrationally line up with a hairdresser that was going to completely transform and metamorphosize my look unknowingly? So here's the thing. It's because it wasn't. I was not a vibrational match for this person. I was a vibrational match. Why, you may be wondering, right? Like, okay, this is not what I anticipated happening, so how did it happen? Here's why. I've been saying to my hairdresser in LA hey Beth, I've been saying to my hairdresser in LA for, I would say, the last 3 months, since like the beginning of the summer, I've been saying to her, maybe this is the summer we're gonna go back and we're gonna do a mohawk. Do you see what's going on here? So it's something that was in my energetic orb. It was something that was in my energetic sphere anyway. It was me saying, because the thought was close by, maybe this is the summer we're gonna cut a mohawk. Energetically, at the time that I was seeing my hairdresser and I was saying that to her, energetically I wasn't lining up with it. But at this point in the summer, I was energetically lined up for it, which is why when I went to go see a different hairdresser than my usual hairdresser, and she was not maybe as familiar with doing blonde as my regular hairdresser is, a lot of my hair broke off. So we literally had to pivot. The haircut that I got is not the haircut that I had shown her a picture of. It's the haircut that I got nonetheless, because it's a haircut that I was an energetic match for through me saying for the last 3 months, maybe this is the summer I'm gonna go back to doing a mohawk. So when I style it, because it is significantly shorter, guess what, guys? And it'll be super cute on Thursday, I promise, when I really style it. Guess what, guys? It can be a mohawk. Now, I'm not fully like ready to embrace that mohawk life, so I'm still kind of like experimenting with like, what else can I do to my hair today? You know, that's kind of like edgy and kind of cool, but not like full on mohawkish. But this is also just to show you guys that if something unexpected happens to us, it's not really that unexpected. We are on, in some way, a vibrational match for it. Even if it is not a conscious vibration that we have aligned ourselves up with, it can still be a subconscious vibration that we line ourselves up with. So here you go. Nothing, not even a hair trauma that can happen to us is accidental. Every experience we have is an experience that we ourselves are an energetic match for. So that's the little bit that I wanted to share with you guys on my hair. Now I'm going to move back onto the very auspicious energy that we are in right now. Because today, at least astrologically, in case you guys were not aware, is a second full moon in Capricorn right now. So it's kind of a big deal. And they call it, I think, like the buck new moon, and they say it's like a once in a blue moon kind of occurrence when you have an event like this. Now, I'll just speak a little bit about the astrology of it, because I'm a far better energy reader than I am astrologer, but I'm passable in astrology. What is the signification of Capricorn? So just on a global scale, and not even if we're just going to say it's on like our own chart, where it is in our chart. Capricorn represents anything that is, let's say, grounded. So it could literally mean the earth, but it could also mean an old, grounded, rooted establishment. What is, one could say in the United States, an old, rooted, grounded establishment? The government. Our financial institutions, anything that's like very, very old and has deep roots into the foundation of the United States of America, which could be the government. So it's a ending cycle because it's a new moon. A new moon is a conclusion of a cycle. It's an ending cycle of something that has to do with something that is rooted and old and has deep roots into the foundation of the United States of America. Government. Now, I'm not saying the government is like literally overnight going to fall apart. No, of course not. But what also happened today? What's the news that just came out? A couple of hours ago, Biden decided that he is not going to run for re-election, which can add a whole different layer of the complexities of the election moving forward. Because it's like, yes, we understand that the Democrats have not had their national convention yet, right? But it's like, okay, so the people that voted in the primary that voted for Biden, they're suddenly not getting Biden. So is their democratic process being usurped by all of this? So this can be an invitation of where further disruptions are going to actually start to happen in the government. We're actually starting to see it now. Jamara just said, because I got to get off this frequency. It's an invitation to get off oh, I missed your first comment here. It's an invitation to get off the frequency. You don't got to do anything, right? Like the word, to me, really, what's to me the most disrupted word in the entire English language? Should. I don't like the word should, because should brings up feelings of not enoughness. I should be doing X, Y, Z. Says who that you should be? How about we take the word should and we replace it with could? I could be. Doesn't that have such a different frequency? It doesn't bring up feelings of I'm not enough because I should be. No, I could be. Take should and flush it down the toilet. I'm going to catch up on your first comment, Jamara. So Jamara first said, you know, this is so crazy. Had a blow up with my mom today, and I'm like, why did I let her rile me up again? That took me finding out what's truly inside me to a desire to a better reality. There you go. Everything that's happening on some level we are a vibrational match for. It's either an unintentional vibrational match if we're kind of like wobbly and wonky with our vibration, or it can be a positive vibrational match. But everything that's happening is a vibrational match on some level. So again, I'm going to kind of like bring this back to what I was looking into earlier, which is come back to me, right? So this is an invitation for us. Just like when Alice had seen the rabbit running by and saying, oh dear, how late it is, it was an invitation for her to follow the rabbit. right? So she had decided to follow it, and that took her down a literal rabbit hole, which changed her life and forever altered her mind. So through the energy of what's going on right now, we are given opportunities now to fall down our own metaphorical rabbit holes that may change our life and may change our minds. Hey, Christy. Now, in case, by the way, anybody is kind of like catching this live and you've never seen me before and you're like, what the fuck is this girl reading from? So when I sit down to meditate and I channel, I write down everything that comes in. So I'm just kind of like reading my notes because I want to make sure that I'm going to hit like all the important things that I really wanted to come in and I really wanted to discuss. So it's actually not like uncommon in any of my videos where I'm reading from a notebook because too much comes in and there is just no way that I can remember it all. And since I feel like everything that's coming in is divinely inspired or divinely guided or divinely guided or delivered to me by my guides, I'm not leaving it out. Because the information that always comes in is not mine to take liberties with. It's like I'm just the conduit. As I affectionately refer to myself, I'm the hand that holds the pen of the channeled information. So whatever comes in, and it's not mine to take liberties with, and therefore I write it down so I can share it with you exactly as it comes in. So again, these are opportunities. Any disruptions that are coming up right now are opportunities for us to fall down our own metaphorical rabbit holes that may change our life or our minds. So some of these rabbit holes may in fact be overt. Some, like Biden deciding on a global scale at least to like decide to step down today. Some of them may be more hidden, but if you feel like nothing really big and notable has come up for you today, but you're still feeling the energy in your body, that's an invitation for you to ask to be shown what is most important for you to see at this time or for you to know at this time. And in addition to either hidden or overt opportunities, there is a lot going on an energetic level as well. You may be feeling it. And I'm going to talk a little bit about ways in which we may be feeling it, why we're feeling it that way, and what we can do to release or transmute that energy. Because in addition to what's going on astrologically at this time and what's going on the world stage at this time, there are also a lot of powerful solar flares. Now, interestingly enough, the solar flares were shown to me as transmuting the lower, denser energies from our body. And the purpose of that is making us lighter. So in essence, again, going back to the expression that first had come into me, which was come back to me. In essence, the solar flares transmuting the lower, denser energies in our body on an energetic level is an encouragement for us to return back to source, i.e. higher vibe. Through the transmutation of the lower, denser energies that are existing in our body, our physical vessel is then becoming lighter, which is a higher vibration, which is making us more of an energetic match to source energy. Do you want to come say hi? Come say hi. Come say hi. You look beautiful. Come say hi. My mom was just walking by, and it's like, girl, you can't walk by looking that good and not come say hi.
Hello.
My beautiful mother.
Hi, everybody.
You did not need to look in the mirror. You look beautiful.
Oh,
Do you want to
thank
bring
so
up a
much.
chair and come sit next to me?
How much longer?
I don't even know how to answer that. Like, how much longer what? How much longer am I going to be on my soapbox? How much longer am I going to be live? How much longer am I going to be reading from my notebook? How much longer, like, that was a little vague. How much longer was a little, yeah, come on. My mom is pulling up a chair. You're already getting people saying, here, let me move over. Take No Prisoners says, hi, Mom. Lean in, nobody can see you, girlfriend. Hold on, let me move this back a little bit. There we go. Does anybody have, first of all, talk about invitation to go in a different direction. Does anybody have any questions for my beautiful and lovely mom? Yes, Beth. Right? We wanted mom to join us. She did a little cameo, but it was like, you know what? She needs a moment to shine. Yes, she is a doll. Thank you for saying so, Laura. This is my mama.
That's so sweet.
Yes, she is beautiful, is she not? I'm not gonna say how old my mom is, but if you guys knew how old my mom is, you would fall down on the floor. You'd be like, no, it's not possible. She's beautiful. I always joke with people, like when I was I don't date now, but when I was dating, when people were like, you're so pretty, I was like, wait until you meet my mom. If you think, no, you think, no. She is a doll. She's a living doll. She's beautiful. Is there anything you want to say to the people?
Well, okay, I would say this, that I enjoy Faye's videos very, very much. And yeah, she always has good points.
I have a question.
Okay.
When I told you I was doing this, that I was going to start a YouTube channel, and I was going to start, actually, I didn't even tell you until I had recorded a couple of videos.
Okay.
I was just like, my mom's going to think I'm out of my mind. I'm not even going to tell her. And then somehow I got coerced into giving it up, and I gave her like the name of my station like one time, and I was like, she's never going to remember it. And she didn't. And she had to ask me like 3 times for the name of my channel before I gave it to her again. I was like, she's going to think I'm out of my mind. When you saw my first few videos, I'm curious what you were actually thinking at that time.
I was thinking that...
And be honest.
Very clear, extremely entertaining.
Oh.
And enjoyable. And the first thing I asked you was do a reading of me. How many times have I asked you to do that? Many.
Many.
Yeah.
Many. Actually, I think I was doing my channel for like 8 months before I actually did a reading on you.
Yeah, yeah.
And do you remember the reading I did on you?
Oh, yes.
Is there anything you want to share about it? Because here's the thing. people could be like, oh, she's your mom. Of course you're going to know her. Of course you're... Is there anything that was... Something there was no way for me that I could have known that I had said?
Okay, there were 3 things.
Okay.
One is a gesture that I make.
Okay.
And how you knew that, I don't know.
What do you mean, like a physical gesture?
Yeah,
Isn't
like
it something
like
I could have
this.
like observed?
No, I don't think you saw that.
Okay.
The other one was the chair in my room.
Oh, the chair.
And the third thing was the watch. And that blew my mind.
Do you want to share the signification of the? You do not have. She does not have to.
It's very private, but I will.
Okay.
But Lincoln's poem.
Yes.
Okay. You never read a biography about Abraham Lincoln.
So, my longtime viewers know I never ever research a topic ever before disruptions, y'all. I never ever research a topic. I know. Hold on. I never.
Tell me when it's fixed.
He thinks that. Oh yeah, it's a little wobbled. I never ever research a topic before I do an energy read. I will only look into the 3-dimensional information on it after I have done the energy read, when I will no longer be influenced in my mind on the information. So my mom loves reading. Pip, it's fixed. My mom loves reading, what do you call them? Biographies or
Yes.
autobiographies?
No, biographies.
Historical figures. This is kind of like her jam. Like the way I read fantasy, this is what she enjoys reading. So you're a bit of a history buff, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
And I had just read a biography about Abraham Lincoln, and Faye had done kind of looking into him, right?
In addition to 2 other presidents.
And you mentioned that he wrote a poem about sheep. How would you know? And he did write a poem about
Is it
sheep.
fixed yet?
So
Yes.
I'm like,
Because his energy came into me and he shared that with me.
sheep.
Sheep.
Of all unbelievable. So I know that she has some kind of, I don't know, you may not like the word, but it's clairvoyance.
Who am I to question another person's experience about my gifts? Do you enjoy my videos?
Very much.
Do you,
Especially the ones about criminals.
really?
Oh, they're the best.
Do you feel like since I've started doing this kind of work, it's allowed you to see the world that we live in a little bit differently?
Absolutely. And what I like especially is the positivity. Nothing is bad. Everything that happens is good and it's for the best. And not only is it for the best, it's taking us in the right direction.
By the way, this was not rehearsed.
Not
Like,
at all.
she didn't know that I was going to call her in. She didn't know what I was going to ask these questions. She was walking by, and I was like, get in here, girlfriend. You're too pretty not to have, like, your moment in the sun. So, there you have it.
It's a very positive outlook, and it's true, and it's helpful.
I love that.
People should know whatever is happening, wherever you are, it's meant to happen, and you're meant to be right there. That is your message, correct?
Yes, among other messages, but yes, that's a big one. Everything that's happening is exactly as it's meant to be.
Yeah. We went on a kind of a road trip,
Yep.
and it was delightful.
Is there anything you would have changed about the road trip?
Not getting hit by another car.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
Because that also happened. But it was divine. It was meant to be in some way.
Yes. Thank you so much for letting me participate.
This was I wanted to have you on for a long time.
We'll do it again. For
Okay.
Sure.
Are you that's it? Are you gonna jet? Are you gonna vacate the premises?
Yeah, I'm gonna vacate.
Okay.
Nice seeing everybody.
My beautiful mother. Do you guys see the resemblance? Come in. Right? Look, you can kind of see the resemblance.
Maybe the mouth.
I think the mouth. Yeah. I think the nose. The eyes, no.
No.
I have my dad's. Well, not the color. Milkman's eyes. I have the milkman's eyes.
We don't know.
Your dad. Your dad had blue eyes.
And my brother.
And your brother.
Yeah.
So it's in the family.
Okay. All right. So long.
My beautiful mother, guys. Okay. I'm so glad you did that, by the way. Let me pull this back. You will see it. Okay, I got so many comments to catch up on, guys. I'm going to catch up, and then I'm going to go back to my soapbox. So let me catch up on some comments, y'all. Okay. I got to go back. Yes, I know Laura. She looks like she's too young to be my mom. She had me when she was 30 years old. Thank you so much, Bernice. Mom, people are saying you look too young to be my mom and you look like you're my sister.
Oh, thank you.
She is a doll. Okay. Thank you guys all for the beautiful and kind comments that you're saying about my mom. Oh, we have a question.
Okay.
Somebody asked, what was I like as a little girl?
High energy.
High energy.
Very articulate.
Articulate.
And funny.
And funny. I love that. Thank you. It's nice to actually hear the perspectives of somebody that's actually seen you grow up. Hello, Steve from Oklahoma. I'm glad that you're joining us. Oh, here's another question. Mom, do you have the same or similar gifts that I have?
I think.
Come back.
Okay. I think some similar.
Yeah. Tell us more.
Okay. My worldview is different. I'm
Yep.
a little bit more. I'm a little bit more pessimistic,
Okay.
but I think your view is probably the better way to go. But as far as sometimes seeing things, and I don't know why I know them, it has happened.
So it feels like you have an inner knowing about certain things in the world, and you don't know how you know them to be true. You just know them to be true without any evidence to support it.
Right, so you could say, okay, maybe it's an educated guess, but sometimes it's not.
So that, my friends, is what we call claircognizant. It's the gift of clear knowing without evidence to support the knowing. So that's one of your gifts.
I'm in a situation and I kind of know what's going to happen next. I just know, as if it happened already and it does happen.
Well, that's another gift then. You know what that is? That's clairvoyance. That's the gift of clear seeing. It's like you can see the outcome before the outcome actually plays out.
And I wonder why nobody else sees it.
Because it seems so obvious to you, right?
Yes.
So my mom is claircognizant, my mom is clairvoyant, and she's got another big one, which is I say that you're clairvoyant in interpersonal relationships because you can always tell if a couple is going to stay together. And if they're not going to stay together, you know how long they're going to stay together.
The couple thing.
Yeah, that's a big one. Get a little closer. The couple thing. She's incredibly clairvoyant when it comes to interpersonal relationships between people. She can call it. Like my mom on a number of occasions has come home from a wedding and she'd be like,
I give them a week.
4 years, they're done. Guess what? 4 years later, we find out they're done.
Yeah.
So that's one of your gifts.
I wish not.
I know. Here's another question. Do you think by speaking it, you're somehow creating an energetic reverberation of that happening, or would it happen anyway?
That is very important. You're not supposed to say anything negative because you actually might have a hand in causing it. So
do you think it applies to saying it to the people, the active participants, or just saying it in general?
I think definitely saying it to the people.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't think saying it in general.
Yeah.
Would make, but don't say it to them. Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
So if you two have your own set of gifts, it's maybe don't say it to the people, the things that you see, without getting an invitation or an energetic green flag.
But don't you think a lot of people have it?
I think, so I don't think, I know that everybody is gifted. Not everybody knows what their gifts are. Not everybody knows how to work with it. Everybody is gifted. Everybody has some of the gifts. We don't all have all of them, and we have them in varying degrees of how strong our gifts and abilities are. We all have them. Period. The end.
Yep.
Can you suppress them? Yes. Can you also invite them in? Yes. I always say it's like a faucet. So when you turn on your faucet, does anybody actually think I turned off my faucet yesterday, that means if I turn it on today, I'm not going to have water? No. Of course you always have it. You can also control how much water comes in. You can control, do you want a little? Do you want a drip, drip, drip? Do you want a flood? We control our gifts and our abilities.
It's like we have a lot of deer on our property.
Yes.
And the other day, there was a deer looking in the other direction.
Yes.
I was inside, so he couldn't hear me. I looked out the window at the deer. He turned around and looked at me. How did he know I was looking at him?
He felt the energy of your attention.
And it's with people also.
Yes.
Were you ever walking and suddenly you turn around and there's someone behind you? You didn't hear them.
Yeah.
But you felt them.
It's like you can kind of feel the hair on your neck stand up when you're in the presence of another person and you didn't know about them. Yeah.
Even they're not making a sound.
Yeah.
But I think that carries over into other things as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do you hear them subconsciously, but I think there are other things that come to you.
Yes. Yes, I agree with that.
Right?
Yes.
But when the deer turned around, it really freaked me out. I didn't. I felt he might turn around. He turned around and looked straight at me.
It was an invitation.
Yeah.
We're talking a lot about invitations. All right, hold on. Before you go, let me see if there's any other questions here for you, okay? Did she know you were special in the... Oh my God, Mia, you're too kind. You don't have to answer that, but the question is, did you know that I was special in the womb?
That's very interesting.
So here's the thing. I think all of your children are special. So I don't want to put my mom in a position where she has to single out what made her pregnancies different. You know what I mean? Because I don't want it to detract in any way from how special my brothers are, how special the other members in my family are. We were all special in our own way. So let's just leave it at that, Mia. But I appreciate the question. Bernice said, thanks for giving us the gift of your awesome daughter. Thank you so much, Bernice. Steve was asking about gifts. So I think that's, again, coming back to the question of if you had or have gifts. Hey, here's another question. Before I started doing this work and you came to understand them as gifts, did you have the awareness and the knowledge about them? And if so, what did you think it was like scary voodoo that you had? Like, how did you relate to them?
When you first started,
Before I started this and before I started referring to these ESP abilities as gifts, did you know you had them and did you see them as gifts or did you think it was spooky voodoo?
well, I thought it was real,
Okay,
totally. There was no question in my mind that it was real.
okay.
And I felt that you had it more than the average. And if you want to share it, that's fine.
Mom,
That kind of resonates. Yes, darling.
Mila's in another video.
What, sweetheart?
Mila's in another video.
Oh, really?
Mila's super cute.
Oh, super cute.
Mila.
Jamara, was there always recognition for spirituality, the metaphysical, and your gifts? If not, what point was it in? So, Jamara, I think you're asking my mom, right? So, Mom, did you? And I know the answer to this, but I'm going to let my mom answer it. What's your relationship to spirituality?
But I look at spirituality differently than the average person. What you might, or the average person might think is spiritual, to me is completely normal.
So you feel like you've lived a mystical life because the spirituality is not out of the norm for you, it's very part of the norm for you.
Exactly.
Okay. That's a really, really good question though, Jamara. And so again, with like your gifts and abilities, did you always kind of embrace them, or was there like a turning point for you where you were like, okay, I'm not gonna fight that. I'm not gonna fight the going to a wedding and knowing if this couple's gonna make it or not. Like, was there a turning point for you?
It's personal, but there was a point when I said, this is not good.
So at a certain point you actually felt like, it was personal, so
Yeah.
I don't want to press. Let's catch up on some more questions here. Steve White asked, okay, let's challenge you. My buddy still serving called me today and told me about something called Wicked October. So Steve, you may have to remind me about this and I'll come back to it, but we got mama here, so I want to just catch up on the questions and comments that pertain to my mama. But they were told it will be boots down this October in the USA. What are your thoughts? I'll come back to this.
Wow.
Yeah, Faye is, I don't know who Jean Grey is, Trey, but I guess that's a compliment. Thank you, I guess. I don't know. Yes, Steve, I can see your comment, but I'm only catching up on them now. Sometimes I'm a little bit behind. Thank you so much, T. Roberts. Yes, her hair, she has beautiful. Here's the thing you gotta know about hair in my family. We all got a lot of it, and we all got beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hair. Like hair, we have hair in abundance. Like we could donate hair and still have more than enough hair for like the rest of the country. Like it's crazy the amount of hair we have on our head. Jamara, yes, she is the most positive person I ever Thank you, Jamara. Tiffany says, I agree with your mom. I love the positivity and the encouragement for human beings. Thank you, Tiffany. Mia, yes, thanks for not fear-mongering us. You always end on high vibes. Even though you share dark stuff, you always help us transmute the energy. And a lot of today's live stream is exactly about that. Transmuting the energy, because this is a huge energetic opportunity portal that we are all kind of in right now, and it's a collective portal. We're going to get back to that, I promise, but I'm catching up on anything else that my mom was asked questions about. Yes, Jamara, she is stunning. Thank you. So, yes, there was the question, what was I like as a little girl? Then we got some buys. Like I said before, you could be sisters. Thank you. So Mia said, Faye, ask her my question later. Maybe I'll ask it later. Just like Pip, haha. Oh, wow. Okay. Take no prisoners said smell is human's strongest sense. I'm not sure what that's a reference to. T. Roberts asked, was Faye's energy similar to Pip's as a child? Pip is what we call Booba. So the way you see him, was my energy similar to that when I was a child?
It's a very, very good question. It was more in control.
What do you mean?
So he can be loose and he could be unstructured. You are more structured.
Capricorn Sun, y'all.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Can I share that story with everybody when I was 6 years old and you brought
A sweater.
Yeah, this is a funny story that me and my mom talk about. So I remember this. I was 6 years old. My mom brought home a sweater. It was a black cardigan, and it had the buttons all had bow ties, right? And they were all different colored bow ties going down the sweater. And I remember saying to my mom, 6 years old, I said to my mom when she came home with this sweater for me, "No, Ma, you have to return it. It's not practical." This is a clear example. Like Capricorn, we're ancient. We're so old when we're young. We age in reverse. Like if you bought me a sweater like that now, I would be tickled. I would be delighted. I would be like, "It's just my style, Mom. Thanks." But we get more fun and we get younger the older we get.
Yeah.
So
Reverse gene.
reverse aging gene. So I think that's what you also mean about me feeling more structured and in control. Like I was very grounded as a child. Hi, sweetie.
Oh, here we go again.
So when I have not been able to meditate lately, this has been my meditation. It's been untangling the slinky. There's been a lot of untangling going on. And also like my necklace got tangled up the other day and I was just like sitting and untangling it. Everything can be a meditation if we allow it to be.
No, but you touch it and you untangle it by touching it.
So here's the crazy thing, because I'm not looking at it logically, like what do I need to do to untangle this? I'm like feeling energetically what I need to do to untangle it. It's a bit crazy.
And it untangles.
I'm probably not going to do it right now though, because I want to be present for this live stream, but I will untangle this yet again. I've untangled it 2 times in the last 2 days. It will get untangled a third time. However, not right now. Let's catch up on some more comments. Mia said, that was very diplomatic and humble perspective. I'll accept it. She could share how each of you were special, but that would take all day. Yes, because we're all special in our own unique ways. Tiffany said, my son is Capricorn, and he is an old man.
Yeah.
He's an old man now. He's going to age in reverse. You give him a couple of years, he's going to be like the most fun person in the room with like the best sense of humor. But it's going to take some time, Tiffany. Natalie said, wow, no thanks, Mom. It's not practical. That sounds very Capricorn. It was very Capricorn. Is that it? We are all caught up on comments. So if you guys are all done with questions for my mom, we're going to set her free. And if not, I'll call you back.
We'll do it again.
We will do it again.
I really
Of course
like
we will.
that.
I know. My peeps they're so fun, aren't they?
Yes.
They're such good energy. Oh, thank you so much, Steve. Steve said it's nice to see how a healthy family operates. I love that, Steve. Thank you.
And it's important to me that, for me, family, it should be, you're comfortable, you can say anything, it's family. You're safe.
It's not to say that we don't fight, and it's not to say that we don't have disagreements. We do. But it's just to say that at the end of the day, we're not sitting in it. We're not living in it.
Faye will say to me, did you drink water? And she'll get very upset. Did you drink water? I'm only saying that because I love you. Did you do that?
Yeah, because I care about you.
Yeah, I know.
Did you eat today? Can I get you lunch today?
Yeah.
Because I care.
Like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're my mom. I love you, of course.
Take care.
Okay, thanks. Okay.
They can move it closer.
So, here's an interesting question. I'm going to ask this to you, Mom. I'm going to get your perspective on it. The question is, do my brothers have gifts and abilities as well?
I don't.
One definitely does.
Yes.
One of my brothers is mad gifted.
Yeah.
Mad gifted.
The other ones I think are more like black and white, practical. I think they suppress it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So one of them is mad gifted, and the other two probably suppress their gifts and abilities to some extent. I would agree. Oh my God, Bernice, you are the sweetest. Bernice said she would give anything to have a mom like you. Oh my God, Bernice, you're too kind. Thank you. My mom is pretty awesome. Thank you for saying bless her. Take no prisoners. It seems like yes, we do love each other very much. I do love her to pieces. Hey, Kristen. Nice to see you, love. So again, for anyone who's just hopping on, this was the live stream nobody asked for. This is the live stream. I did not one lick of, like, I didn't promote it. I didn't tell you guys I was coming on. It was just like, I sat down in meditation. I got some crazy downloads and I was like, I gotta talk to my peeps. So I'm here talking to my peeps, and then my beautiful mom was walking by and I was like, you gotta come join us. So we're gonna go back to some of the channeled information. And again, I'm gonna remind you guys, this is actually, I'm going to do another live stream on Thursday. This is actually going to pertain to information that came in for the live stream I'm going to do on Thursday, which, what does the energy now actually have to do with the assassination attempt on Trump? So if y'all have questions about it, you're definitely going to want to come to the live stream that I'm doing on Thursday. It'll probably be about 4 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday, which is any questions that y'all have on the assassination attempt on Trump, as well as channeled information that I had, hey Cindy love, as well as channeled information that I had received when I was in meditation today. Because yes, it applies to the energy now. So we're gonna go back to what I had received in meditation after I finish catching up on comments. So, Wyoming, Wyoming said, is asking if she can come over and help me on my phone, because she wants to get a call. I mean, if you psychically know where I am, you can come over, but I'm not going to disclose it, my darling. Thank you. That is very kind of you to say. This is the live stream that we needed. Thank you for saying so. Okay, so back to the energy of what is going on in the world right now. Okay, so again, when I sat down to meditate, an expression came in 3 times, which was come back to me, come back to me, come back to me. So to recap it, it's an invitation for us to return either to a different version of ourselves, or a version that we thought we were too traumatized to ever become again, or any interest that we may have had when we were younger or we were little, or anything that's kind of like a bridge to a different version of ourselves. So we are right now we're in an invitation portal right now to come back to me, whoever me is. Me could be literally yourself, or you at a different age, or it could be coming back to the divine, or coming back to your connection to the divine. And what was also shown to me is, again, the white rabbit saying he's out of time, and how that elicited a response in Alice to follow him down the rabbit hole, right? Okay, so we may be experiencing in tarot what we would say is the tower moment. It could feel like a dramatic ending of some kind, or it could be like a very overt ending, or it could be a more gentle expression of an ending. And if there's no tower moment in your life, or there's no overt rabbit holes for you to fall down metaphorically, and we're not just saying it's like with so-called like conspiracy theories. It's anything which is going to transmute us, because through Alice following the rabbit down the rabbit hole, it changed her life. It changed her perspective. She was transformed through that experience. So the rabbit holes that we can fall down is anything that's going to be a transformative experience for us. Now, this was also shown to me in connection with the powerful solar flares, which are actually happening right now. And this was shown to me as happening to transmute the lower denser energies from our body, making us lighter, and in essence, returning our bodies to an energetic level back to source. So essentially, it's making our bodies more high vibe. So the solar flares, when I was seeing them, were shown to me as being, if you will, like energetic raindrops. So imagine the way the rain looks, but it's not three-dimensional rain that's falling on our three-dimensional bodies. It's energetic raindrops that can actually pass through our body because it's energy. So because it's on an energetic level, these solar flares are energetic raindrops that can actually pass through our body. And the purpose of these energetic raindrops is that they are breaking up areas in our body that still hold some heavy energy or an accumulation of actual mass. And where is the most likely part of our body where we might be experiencing this is in our stomach and undigested food. So at this time, specifically now, or you may have noticed it like over the last couple of days, you may have found yourself having stomach issues of some kind, an upset stomach of some kind, or you may also be experiencing heightened anxiety. Because a lot of us will actually experience anxiety in our abdominal region, right? Like what do we say? Like it sometimes feels like there's butterflies flying on the inside of our abdomen. So it could feel like we're anxious. It could feel like we're not settled. It could feel like something we can't yet make sense of, but we're experiencing it all in our abdominal region. So this is not bad. Even if it's happening in our abdominal region and we're experiencing any level of stomach discomfort, this was shown to me as not in fact actually even being bad. Because the purpose of it is to highlight where we have stagnant energy or an accumulation of 3D mass, which could most likely at this time be in our stomach. Jamara, oh my God, I said I have been feeling stomach pains again and I haven't had it in forever. I thought it was just eating not such great options. You're actually experiencing the energetic raindrops doing their job, which is connected to the solar flares at this time. It's highlighting where we have an accumulation of stagnant energy in our body or where we have an accumulation of 3D mass, i.e. undigested food in our abdominal region at this time. So what was shown to me, if you want to determine the best way to move with it and move through it, is this is a great time to do a juice cleanse, first and foremost, or a parasite cleanse, or even do a no solid food cleanse. This is a much more gentle version of like a juice cleanse. So this is going to be where maybe you're going to have like you can still have like your caffeine in the morning, but in addition to having like your caffeine, maybe for lunch you're going to have like a smoothie. Maybe for your afternoon snack, you're going to have like a juice. For dinner, you're going to have a soup. So, and maybe you're even going to puree the soup down so it's literally just the broth, even if there's like veggies and there is meat in it. It's a great way, it's a more gentle way to kind of like reset your system without it being as extreme as doing like a full-on juice cleanse. It's a no solid food cleanse. And if that even feels like it's too extreme, then just don't eat anything that's going to be too taxing on your system. So eat things that are easily digestible, like fruit, for example. Oh, interesting. Jamara said, as it is currently storms, real raindrops here in Florida. Well, there you go. Because energy can, of course, as you know, you've been here for a while, Jamara, energy manifests in the three-dimensional world as well. Energy is everything. What are we always talking about here? What is the soul, spiritual, energetic, or vibrational underlying component that is comprising the world that we see around us? I'm glad that the information is resonating with you, Lisbeth. So this, and here's also the thing. This is definitely a time that you want to be drinking water. We want to be moving any level of stagnant energy that's residing in our abdominal region. So at the very least, guys, drink a lot of water, drink some tea, Even if it's just like hot water with lemon and honey, this is all things that are just going to get like the stagnant energy in our abdominal region moving. Steve, I noticed each time I would touch my stomach or my abdomen, I would make noises and gurgling and squishing and movement when I put my hands in certain spots almost immediately. Your abdominal region was communicating with you. Very loud and clear. Tiffany asked, how long should we do the juicing? Maybe about 3 days. At the very least, I would say give it a good couple of days to really reset. Oh, interesting, Trey. Trey said he's naturally started eating way healthier this past month. So this is a really good example, Trey, of where you are working in alignment with the universal energies at this time. You're not suppressing it. You're really receiving it. So this is also an indication of the fact that you're in an kind of like an let me try that again. You are in an energetic uptick or ascension period in your life where you can more easily work with the divine energies, where you can more clearly kind of like, look at this way, like you're vibing with it. You are in energetic alignment with the energies that are coming in at this time, and that's why naturally, without even like maybe understanding what you were feeling called to do, you were feeling called to eat more healthy at this time. You're vibing with it. So you are, Trey, a vibrational match with the universal energies at this time. That's kudos. That's very, very, very encouraging to hear. Now that is also going to bring me to what the intention is in this case. So it's perfect timing. Again, divine timing, Trey. But in essence, the solar flares are doing on an energetic level. What did I write here? This is in essence what the solar flares are doing on an energetic level, and we know that we can work with it in a complementary level in the three-dimensional. So energetically, the solar flares are bringing the attention to where we may be holding heavy 3D energy or stagnant energy, which can also show up as anxiety. And Trey said he had no plans on changing his diet. I mean, that's amazing. You were really just kind of like flowing with the energy. You're vibing with it. What else do I have for you here? Another thing. Just like we want to be increasing the water intake that we have to help flush the 3D mass through our system, movement is also really important at this time to transmute the heavy energy. So, what are some things that you can be doing? Go for a walk, a swim, a dance, do yoga, do a workout, do Tai Chi, whatever it is that you would normally do, do it. Because the universe is really encouraging us at this time to transmute the lower 3D energies so that our body is lighter and more pure moving forward so that we can physically continue to ascend. Everything that is going on right now is some sort of an invitation to ascend on some level. So any disruptions that are coming up in your life, it's an invitation to ascend by changing the direction of your life. i.e., it could be a course correction. If you feel called to change your diet and you weren't even planning on it, you're working with the universal energies, which is an invitation to ascend. Because as we ascend, we will be able to handle more and more stronger solar flares. And again, the purpose of the solar flares is to help us ascend energetically by transmuting the heavier, denser energies that are in our body at this time. There we go. Tiffany is saying that her anxiety has been so paralyzed lately. Really needed to hear this, and I've been doing more yoga lately. That's perfect. So I want you just to know that whatever you have been experiencing is kind of like par for course with this energy. So just keep that in mind. It's like you're not being punished. You're not doing anything wrong. This is all divine. Everything that we're experiencing at this time is divine. Mia, I think about what you said. No matter how hard They try to stop it, Earth will ascend. Yes, that has helped me so much at this time. So thank you. You are most welcome, Mia. Mia also said, I've been working to protect my energy so I don't get overwhelmed by other people's worry or fear. Now, Mia, because I know that you follow me on Instagram, I actually posted something today where a woman, took the words like, this is so, talk about like divine timing. She was saying, whatever it is that we're experiencing, there's a better way of acknowledging it without saying, I feel anxious right now. So it's more, instead of identifying it and taking ownership over what it is that we're feeling and saying, I feel anxious right now, it's instead reframing it verbally, and it's saying, I am experiencing anxiety in my energetic field. Because once we verbalize it, it's kind of a way of transmuting it. Because we're acknowledging it's in our energetic field, but it doesn't necessarily belong exclusively to us at this time. So once we say it, if we start to feel it dissipating, then we know that it's an energetic tag that we have accumulated from another person, A, or B, it's the universal energy that's just kind of like in the ethers at this time, that because energy is everything, that we're kind of like experiencing it. Or C, if we say that and we still are experiencing anxiety, then we know that the anxiety really is ours. So if we're acknowledging, we say this and we still feel it, we're like, okay, the anxiety really is mine, it's a further invitation to examine what is going on in our 3D reality that has triggered us to feel anxiety. So everything that is going on at this time is an invitation of some kind. It's either an invitation to release the energy that is in our energetic field by not holding on to the attachment and identifying it as ours, or it's an invitation to say, I really am feeling it. I wonder what has triggered me in actually feeling it at this time. Steve said, oh, hold on. Take no prisoners, my anxiety. Yes, so take no prisoners. That is, again, you can examine. Is it really your anxiety? Is it an energetic tag that you picked up, or is it just in the ethers and it's just something that we're all going to kind of experience at this time? Steve, I just pulled the Tower card. LOL. 16, the Tower. This is history. Tower records, and what it says written on the card. I love that, Steve. Mia, okay, love that. Yes, everything right now is about transmuting the energy. We don't have to overly identify with whatever it is that we're experiencing just because we're experiencing it. Like, you know, if you guys have seen the video I had just done and set to go live on Thursday, it's like we will always be able to tell what is an egocentric thought because it's connected to some egocentric identification. I, me. So if we are removing ourselves from it by not identifying the anxiety that we're experiencing as ours, it's an invitation to release it. Or at the very least, it's an invitation to examine, okay, is it actually mine at all? Yes, Beth, very interesting, Steve, right? So I'm just gonna first of all stop for a moment and I'm gonna say this is my non-sponsored vitamin water. Pip was really, really excited. He's like, are you really gonna say that, Mom? I was like, I am, because it's kind of like the thing now. It's kind of funny to say this is like my non-sponsored item. Because again, I remind you guys, just like I had said at the beginning of the live stream, I'm going to put my mantra where my mouth is. I don't force, I attract. So if a partnership with vitamin water is right for me, I'm going to attract it in. And if it doesn't happen, it's because it's not right for me. Now this is where I'm also going to remind you, putting the energy read where my mouth is, are you guys consciously hydrating? Because now more than ever today, it is vital. So take a sip of water, drink some tea, whatever it is that you're drinking, make sure that you're consciously hydrating, guys. Okay, Trey said, I feel that anxiety is our soul saying that something we're doing is not in alignment. We have to detach and have faith. Spot on, Trey, spot on. And I had done a, what was it? A special AMA way back on the soul or physical expression of sickness in our 3D realities. And it doesn't have to be something like big and grand, right? It's not like, I don't know, somebody has cancer. Why do we have cancer? It can even be the experience of like anxiety or depression. Because yes, those have some sort of underlying energetic, spiritual, soul, or vibrational element that is comprising us experiencing it in the 3D. Mia said this is spiritual therapy. Thank you for sharing these messages with us. You are most welcome. I'm telling you, I was sitting in meditation and I felt called to share this. My mom was walking by and she's reading a book I've been like hounding her to read forever. And she was like reading by, she was like telling me what chapter she's on. And I was like, shh. Because I was like, so if you guys saw my notes right now, you would be wondering how the fuck I can read. I don't even know how I can read it because it was just like, I got to get all of this in so I can share it with everybody. I just had to get in, I just had to get on and I just had to talk to you guys about this because I was like, energy, we're all living in the same world. We're all experiencing the same energy. So if I'm feeling it, surely you guys are feeling it. And if I'm getting the divine guidance on what we need to know about it at this time, of course I'm going to share it with my peeps. Steve, smart water is Coca-Cola. I don't want to ruin it for you, but you know what they do to beverages. I do indeed, Steve. That's why I said I don't force, I attract. If it's not in the highest alignment for me, it's not going to happen anyway. Also, smart makes me think they made it digital or it contains nanotech. What makes it smart? So, good question, but allegedly, according to the company, they add electrolytes to increase the taste. I don't think there's nanotechnology in it, though. Lisbeth, have you tried? So here's the thing with Gatorade. I won't drink it, as a general rule of thumb. Gatorade has a lot of food coloring in it. Food coloring is absolutely positively detrimental to our health. And unless you are in Florida in the middle of the summer and you've just been playing football, nobody needs electrolytes infused back into us via artificial means such as Gatorade. There are natural alternative means of infusing electrolytes back into our body, i.e. coconut water. Coconut water is natural, it's pure, it's not artificial, it's not synthetic, and it doesn't have any food dyes. So no, I don't do Gatorade. Steve, Bastar says sometimes anxiety is just excitement that is incompletely expressed. That's not what I've gotten on it in the past. I've gotten other things, but not that it's excitement that is incompletely expressed. Hey, Albert. I'm so glad that you were able to make it. Tiffany, my 3D body and my souls seem not to be in agreement. LOL. It feels like overwhelming energy. It is overwhelming energy at this time, Tiffany. Like it's too big for my physical body and it takes me some time to move it into a grounded space. So this is again happening to you. It's happening for you. It's not happening to you. I completely said that incorrectly. It is highlighting where in your body you may be holding onto or have an accumulation of stagnant energy or literal 3D mass, which is very much an accumulation in our abdomen right now. It could also be in our heart. But the two places that it was shown to me directly is heart and abdomen, mostly abdomen. I would say like 80% abdomen, like 20% heart at this time. So this is showing you that, yes, Tiffany, you do have an accumulation of 3D mass in your body. So this is an invitation to start to transmute it and release it. But even if you do nothing, this is again happening for you, and it's going to start to transmute the heavy, dense energy, whether you do anything or not. We can just work with the divine energy at this time in further allowing the transmutation of the heavier energies. Albert, I have a job interview on Friday and I have anxiety. I guess it's a good thing. So in your case, Albert, what you're experiencing is the anticipation of it. So this is actually a good point because it's bringing up, like, is all anxiety created equally? No, of course not. some of the anxiety that we experience it feels like it's connected to nothing. It's like everything is going okay in my life. I don't know why I have anxiety. Sometimes it can actually be we have like a remembrance or a soul's remembrance of something catastrophic or traumatic that has happened to us in the past. We are holding on to it on a soul or molecular level, and that is causing us to experience the anxiety. But again, look at it this way. Anything that is anxiety oriented or anxiety rooted is a lower, denser vibration. Because if we truly trust in the divine, we would have no reason to experience any level of anxiety. Because the divine has got us. And all of the experiences that we are having are for our highest good or are a soul contract. So there's no reason to actually, when we are trusting in our connection to the divine, there's no reason to actually experience any level of anxiety. Anxiety is inherently a low vibration because it's saying something bad is going to happen, but I don't know what it is and I don't know when it's going to happen. But when we understand that everything that happens to us is divine, what are we holding on to the anxiety for? Transmute that shit. The solar flares are going to transmute it anyway, whether we do the suggestions or not. We can just work in accordance with the energy at this time, which is going to further transmute it on a bigger level. Steve, if you think of it as excitement, then it's not crippling. Excellent point. Yes, good luck, Albert, to your interview on Friday, which is another way of saying if it's for your highest good, Albert, or you have a soul contract to get this job, guess what, baby? It's already yours. And then you don't need to have any level of anxiety about it, because if it's meant to be yours, you already have it. You're just doing your part in the 3D by going on the interview. If it's for your highest good, it's already yours, Albert. Trey, smart water is my favorite. It's one of the only distilled bottled waters. I know a lot of people who don't drink. I know. Oh my God. Guys, think back to like 20 years ago. Nobody knew about the importance of like hydration. And now think of it like kids everywhere all have like water bottles that they take with them to school, and they're all staying so well hydrated. I mean, if that is not further evidence of the fact that the vibration here on Earth is changing, I don't know what is. Jamara, hey, do you know any trusted guided meditation videos? Sorry, off topic. Not at all, dear. So here's the thing. I've been very candid, I think, in the past about sharing. I don't personally like guided meditation. I like, kind of look at it this way. To me, a guided meditation is like going to the grocery store with a list and following the list only. And if I didn't put avocados on the list and I'm in the grocery store, no matter how beautiful those avocados look, I'm not going to buy them. I'm too much of a free spirit. I can't be confined that way. I like to more go to the grocery store having some general idea of what it is that I want to get or what it is that I need, and then being inspired by the juicy avocados or the melon or whatever it is that I see and being like, I need that in my life right now. So for me, guided meditations are a little bit too restrictive. That's why I don't recommend them. But if you yourself like a guided meditation, just go to YouTube and just put in guided meditation and maybe try out the first couple that come up and see if any of them work for you. But also, Jamara, I'm going to remind you, in my playlists, I have a meditation playlist. It's meditation and healing vibration music. See if any of those are going to work for you. They're not guided, but maybe it's an invitation to explore if they could work for you. Albert said yes, anticipation, spot on. Tiffany, I'm glad to hear this right now. Girl, I was guided to come on. I was like, I barely put any makeup on. I was like, I'm just going to put some like highlighter on. Like, I just needed to come on and share it with my people. Jamara, man, I need proof of documentation of my soul contracts. Show me the papers. Meditate and be asked to show them. Or Jamara, what are big ass notable things that have happened in your life that you feel changed you on a fundamental level or changed the course of your life? That is a soul contract. And also, here's the thing. We're not meant to know them, because if we know them, We're never going to go into our soul contracts. It's like, what the, we got, the highest, most divine version of ourselves is laying out the most beautiful, it's curating the most beautiful experiences for us to have. It's exactly what our soul needs, right? And then we're born and we come in and it's like, no girl, no, not today. I don't have the bandwidth for this. That's why we have our memory wiped. That's why we don't know what our soul contracts are. Because if we knew, we wouldn't go into it. It would be like, not in this lifetime, not in this lifetime. So some soul contracts, really I'm trying to say this in the best possible way. You can change timelines. And sometimes when you change a timeline, it can change a soul contract. This is again going to have to do with the video that I'm going to do on the assassination of Trump, attempt on Trump on Thursday. So you have any further questions about changing timelines and soul contracts, you really want to be in the live stream that I'm going to do on Thursday. It's imperative to do it and to be there live. It's probably going to be about 4 p.m. EST on Thursday. It is imperative. Like, I don't care. Like, wrap like a red string around put it like a red ribbon around your neck if that's what you need to do to remember it. Write yourself little Post-its and put them everywhere. Like, have your mom call you up and remind you. Whatever it is, if you want to be, this is really going to be an essential live stream because we're going to be talking about changing timelines, soul contracts, how we can change that. What does it have to do with the energy in the air right now? What does it have to do with the invitations? What does it have to do with Trump's assassination? It all connects. Let me catch up on comments. And by the way, guys, I still have a shit ton of information to get through, so yay. Tiffany said yes, Jamara. Jamara, LMAO girl, all we do is follow lists. Damn, that's the problem, but I get you. I will try those. You are most welcome, darling. Steve, Jamara, I know what you mean. Break out the magnifying glass. Steve, I can type. You can, dear. Mia, you have good humor. It helps in your delivery. I swear laughing helps me release tension, negative energy quickly. You want to hear something wild? Wild. I can speak, I promise. There's somebody I met years ago and she's like, you know, when you meet people, it's like, oh, what do you do? What do you do? I'm a yoga teacher. She's like, oh, really? Me too. I was like, oh, that's cool. What kind do you specialize in? She's like, smiling and laughing yoga. And I was like, say what now? It's a thing. Smiling and laughing yoga is a thing, and she teaches it. Guys, if there is not in this world a job for you, make your own damn job. She certainly did. I have no idea, like, what happened to her, but she made her own damn job. She made a subset of yoga called smiling and laughter yoga. So there you go. Mia, I ask myself daily, who are these people and why am I here? That is, Mia, one of the surest signs that you are a star seed. Who are these people and why am I here? Two of the biggest questions. No, Jamara, do not hush now. Do not ever. Hey, Deborah, darling, I'm so glad that you caught us. So glad to see you live. Just moved and oh, congratulations. That's wonderful, Deborah. I am wishing you much luck in your new domain. Yes, Jamara, smiling and laughing yoga. It's a thing. Laugh yoga seems weird. Isn't that just comedy? No. So that's a good question, Steve. It's not going to a comedy show and laughing. What it was for her is she would mimic laughing, and then through mimicking laughing, it would spark in her genuine laughter. Try it. She encouraged me to do it. Here, I'm a laughter yoga teacher right now. So guys, everybody, sit back and smile. Even if you don't fucking feel like it, smile. Don't you automatically feel better when you smile? Okay, fake laugh. It's like fake it till you make it. Yes! Fake laugh till you laugh for real, Steve. That's exactly what it is. Oh my God, stop. It was cute at first and now it seems scary. I mean, when you start laughing, it won't be scary anymore. Albert, I sometimes think about our soul contracts and how we choose on our destiny. For some people, it's so easy for them to walk in their path. So you have no idea how true that is, Albert. And I've spoken about that, right? Like I have some friends I look at that I'm like, married well, have a wonderful supportive spouse, have a wonderful family, didn't really have any major trials and tribulations in their lifetime. And it's like, why though? Why? Soul contracts. That person in this particular lifetime was like, you know what, I just want to have an easier go in this lifetime. Us, when we're on the other side, in our divine and unfettered access to seeing all of our lifetimes and what is for the highest good of our soul at any given time, we are curating the best experiences for our souls. And some of them include having not such easy goes. But again, guys, we can change timelines. You're gonna wanna be here for the live stream on Thursday, I promise, because we get into it. Deborah, I smile no matter what. That's high vibe. Jamara, I am crying. Damn, I am trying it. So try first of all smiling and then try even fake laughter. Do you see? I started fake laughing and it triggered a genuine, real laugh. So there you have it. You're welcome. You're welcome to use that anytime you feel like you got your own personal cloud that's following you around on any given day. Yes, Deborah. Change your vibe so you can rise. I love that. Exactly, Beth. It works simultaneously. Tiffany, LOL, me too, because it felt really silly. Sometimes silly will make you laugh, though. For reals, though. Jamara, wait. Quote, who are these people and why am I here? End quote. Hilarious because I know that feeling well. Jamara, my love, it's because you're a starseed, darling. Steve, I guess it's even better than needing something funny to laugh at. You can just fake laugh from a smile and get the same results. I laughed watching you fake laugh. You're welcome. Yes, the fakeness is funny. Mia, the fake smile laugh thing, it really works. So we all have the tools we need to change our vibration at any given time. Yeah. Yes. Mia's pointing out something great. She's saying at Jamara, it's hilarious, especially when you watch the news. Jamara, well, look, we're all her targeted audience, i.e. you're all a vibrational match for me, I remind you, darling. Okay, I want to get back to my notes because there be treasures in here, okay? I will get back to the comments, I promise, but there be treasures in my notebook because the guides always bring me the goods. If you will know this if you had seen my video that I had posted on Thursday, right? Why do the guides always bring the goods? Because the universal truth just exists. And we can tune our mind to the satellite that's holding the goods. That's bringing the universal truth that we are an energetic match for. So yes, this is why you will see some people that are all doom and gloom and they're dooming and glooming what's going to happen in the future. They're connecting to a vibration that is complementary to their own. Deborah, let's do it. Can't wait. Jamara, at Mia, yes, I laugh real hard then. I love that. Deborah, because you asked them. Because I'm a vibrational match with them. That's why. All right, let me get back to more juicy goodness that the guides had brought to me, because the guides always bring the goods. Okay. Now, as I had shared with you guys a moment ago, the universe is really encouraging us to transmute the lower 3D energies in our body and any accumulation of heavy 3D mass that's in our body. It's encouraging this. It's encouraging the transmutation of the lower 3D energies so our body is lighter and more pure moving forward so that we can physically continue to ascend. And the lighter our 3D bodies are, the lighter our 3D bodies, oh, again, it looks like a freaking doctor wrote my notes today. The more the solar flows can absorb and the more we can continue to ascend on an ongoing basis. Because the solar flows that were shown to me as being energetic raindrops, their job is to transmute the heavy, denser energy in our body. The more we transmute the heavy, denser energies in our body, the more the solar flows can continue to do their work, which is continue to transmute the heavier, denser energies in our body. It's kind of like climbing a ladder. You take one step up the rung, the next most logical step is the next step. That's what the solar flows are for our 3D physical bodies at this time. So this is a wonderful and massive opportunity for those that are ready for it. And none will be left behind. This is truly, as the saying goes, where we go one, we go all. So all of us are going to ascend because these solar flares are doing their job in transmuting our bodies and forcing us to ascend.
Can I have my water?
Yes, of course you can have your water.
Because it is still my water.
It is still your water, correct.
Yeah, this smart water is mine.
It is yours. Go for it. You drink that smart water. Enjoy every drop of
I need
it.
to be hydrated.
Pip sharing wisdom. He needs to be hydrated. He knows. So again, this is truly where we go one, we go all. Because our ascension, essentially, we all are ascending. And those that do not want to ascend, we're going to continue to see them crossing over because they are not an energetic match for where we are going. But none that are an energetic match are going to get left behind, which is why we have the powerful solar flows at this time. Their job is to transmute the heavy, denser energies in our body. So the solar flares are part of divine timing and part of the ascension process. And absolutely nothing to fear. Because the solar flares that we are experiencing at this time are here to help us. And everything happens, no matter how disruptive what may be coming up for you at this time is, everything that is happening is here to help us. It's again an invitation. Again, what did I write here? Welcome all the changes, because all of the changes that are coming up, no matter how disruptive they may be, really, really are for us. So this is any disruption that we may be experiencing in our own personal 3D lives, or any of the disruptions that we see playing out on the world stage as well. Guess what, guys? They're also for us as well. Now, the next thing that I channeled has to do with the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, which I am absolutely not going to discuss now, because I will be discussing that on Thursday. So you are gonna want to come with any questions that you have on Thursday to that live stream. And anything that has to do with the assassination attempt, anything that has to do with what's going on a political level on the world stage right now, any question that you have about soul contracts and changing timelines, because guess what, guys? It all applies. Now I'm going to catch up on comments. Mia, okay, let me hush so you can share. Yes, please continue. I don't know if you were directing that at me, dear. Steve, Faye gets loose and produces large amounts of juice. I mean, it's the guides, Steve. It's the guides. Thank you, Deborah, who said indeed she does. Steve said, how many musketeers even is that? I don't know. Did I miss an earlier comment about that? Oh, I got you. Yes, Deborah, we do love Pip. Steve, absolutely nothing to fear. Sounds pretty certain. I can live with that. Solar Ric Flair, woo! Tiffany, LOL, woo, love Solar Ric Flair. Beth, sorry guys, I have to step away for a few minutes, but I will be back soon. Darling, there is no need to apologize. You got what you needed exactly at that time, what was meant for you to hear at this time, or what you're meant to claim for yourself at this time. So if it feels like it's disruptive, you can claim it to be something that's more positive for yourself. If you feel like what's going on with your body right now doesn't feel like it's divine, this is an invitation to claim the divinity in it. It's the invitation to claim these solar flares as being beneficial for you, even if it doesn't feel that way in your body at this time. I'm loving the hearts, guys. Thank you. So that is what I have for you guys. I'm not going to take any questions that you may or may not have with anything that I have shared up until now. But the big takeaway, just to kind of recap it all, is anything that's coming up right now is an invitation. Whether it's disruptive for you personally or whether it's just disruptive on the world stage, this is an invitation for us to transmute anything heavy and dense that is in either our bodies or in our energetic field at this time. Like if what's going on in the world feels incredibly scary or dysregulating at this time, this is all coming up for us. It's an invitation for us to transmute what is no longer for us and what may in fact not even be something that we ourselves are feeling. We could just be feeling an accumulation of the energy of what those that are not aware and those that are not awake are actually experiencing at this time. So it's an invitation for us to kind of examine it through not the egocentric identification of it. It's not, I am feeling anxiety right now, or I feel anxious at this time. It's more saying, I feel anxiety in my energetic field right now. And then once we say that, are we releasing the anxiety? Because maybe it's just, like an energy tag that we picked up. Maybe it's just part of the universal consciousness right now. We don't have to own it if it doesn't feel like it's in us. And if it is, then it's an invitation to explore what is going on in the world or what is going on externally in my life that is causing this anxiety in my body, i.e. what is triggering it. Because our triggers are only showing us where we ourselves are not free. This is a very favorable and auspicious time right now, and there's a lot of powerful solar flares. The solar flares are here for us. They are transmuting the heavier, denser energies in our body so we can continue to ascend. Because as they transmute and our body becomes more energetically lighter, we can then continue to absorb more energetic flares, which are going to continue to raise our ascension, raise us vibrationally. Deborah, I've been connecting with animals a lot more than usual lately and I'm loving it. I'm trying to hear them. Always wondered what they were saying. So the animals in general that are around us can be reincarnated souls that wanted to have an easier go. So you may be connecting with your ancestors first and foremost. And it may not be necessarily that you need to hear what they are saying to you. It's more them coming in this lifetime to provide comfort to you, Deborah. Jamara, I've been claiming, cleaning, clearing, cleansing forever. Lord, high vibe is high maintenance. It is, but it's better to be maintaining a high vibe than falling back into a low vibe. And it's kind of also like, look at it like a bank account, Jamara. The more you put into your energetic escrow, the easier it is actually to stay in a high vibe long term. It's a bank account, if you will. The more deposit you make, the more it's going to grow over time. But I hear you, girl. Deborah, oh, I've been feeling it for sure. There you go. Deborah, and I need comfort right now too. Thank you. I capture pictures of orbs and fairies all the time. Deborah, I would love to see them. If you would like to drop me an email with some photos of fairies, I would love that. My email is hello@solarflow.com. Please don't feel pressure to do it. It's only if you feel called to it, I would welcome that. Anybody else got any other questions or anything else they want to share? Trey, faith, faith, faith. Yeah. Guys, we're truly in an energetic uptick right now. Like, again, I'm going to bring up the example of like kids. Go back 20 years. Ain't no kid growing up 20 years ago in 2004 where they're toting a water bottle with them everywhere that they went. It wasn't in their backpack. It wasn't in their school. We were like, you know, I was born in 1980. This is the generation of the chronically dehydrated. We didn't know. We know better, i.e. we can do better, i.e. we can give our littles what they need by giving their bodies proper hydration, because proper hydration is, guess what? Transmuting heavier and denser energies that are in our body anyway. Steve, you gotta have, I love that, thank you. He's saying faith, but it's faith. So it's Faye as in pronouncing it my name with a TH at the end. I love that, Steve. Deborah, sure you can do that. You can always go look in my community if you ever have time to. Thank you, Deborah. Albert, Faye, can you add Faye Dunaway and Christopher Walken to the list, please? You know what, Albert? Christopher Walken is on my list for a mini energy read, but I have not, No, he's on my list. I haven't looked into him. I'll bump him up to the top of the list. And Faye Dunaway, it would be my absolute pleasure to look into her. Tiffany, the maintenance part is the hardest part for me, but I'm claiming this as a gentle reminder to move. Even this feels motivating. I'm really, really glad. So Tiffany, the message that was meant for you found you today. Mia, thank you, Faye. I'm going to see you on Thursday. I will take the wisdom you shared today and do the inner work. You are most welcome. You know what, Trey? Kamala is not on the list. My mom has been like, how have you not looked into Joe Biden and Kamala Harris yet? I don't know. This is why I need a community, because some people fall through the cracks, a la Joe Biden and a Kamala Harris, a la a Christopher Walken and like a Faye Dunaway. And that's why I love this community, because you guys are always going to bring me things that I either didn't think of looking into, or I never would have thought of looking into, or I would forget to look into. So I'm going to put them down on the list. Steve, Faye, please add the Bogdanov twins to the list. You know what? Let me write this down, because I got a notebook here. Otherwise, I'm not going to remember. So we have Joe and Kamala. Joe and Kamala. We have Faye Dunaway. We have Christopher Walken. Chris Walken. And we have the Bogdanov twins. Bogdanov twins. Any other requests that you guys have? Deborah, I'm more interested in knowing what 2025 looks like for us starseeds. You know, I don't do predictive videos, and here's the funny thing. I know a ton, I don't know them personally, but a lot of like the astrologers that I follow, they have been bleating.
I'm gonna give you a kiss. Yes.
Okay, sweetheart. Hi, I love you. Thank you for the kiss. That was very high vibe. A lot of the astrologers I follow, they have been bleating on about how they all predicted there was going to be a big shakeup in politics around this time, right? And a lot of them were predicting that something was going to happen with Donald Trump. I'm not saying it to knock it, because there's an audience for all of that, right? There's, just like there's an audience for the doom and gloomers, just like there's an audience for the psychics that are going to connect to dark energies and are going to fear porn and doom and gloom about what's happening in the world. Just like there's the people that want to know what's going to happen because they can't exist in their physical body without having like some sort of a preview. I'm not knocking it, because there's an audience for all of it. I'm just saying I refuse to do predictive videos, because guess what, guys? A predictive video is just a Band-Aid. I'm not a Band-Aid. I'm not a Band-Aid station. The entire purpose of this channel is everything that happens is divine. Yes, my darling.
I love you.
Not only is everything that
How long
happens...
have you been on for? Almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours. This was like an impromptu, and it was like, okay, we're doing this, and now we're almost 2 hours
I
in.
want to tell you something.
Of course. No.
Okay.
But thank you for asking about that. That was very good. So the reason, again, that I don't do predictive videos is because they're Band-Aids. And I am not a Band-Aid, and this station is not a Band-Aid. That would be disingenuous and incongruent with everything that we talk about. Because everything that we are talking about is that, guys, everything is divine. I remind you. It's We are either exactly where we are meant to be at any given time, and anything that is happening to us, no matter how awful it may appear to be, is either a soul lesson, or it's either a soul contract, or we are an energetic match for what we are experiencing, and then we can change our vibration and we can change the experiences that we're going through. So predictive videos is not in alignment with what I am here to share with you guys. This is why I don't do it. Again, I'm not knocking it. There's a place for it. But that place is not this place, because that's going to take away from what the underlying message is, which is everything we're experiencing is divine. We are right on time. There is no other place we should be in our life at any given time. We're exactly where we are meant to be. And any decision that we have made was a decision that we made with the information we had at that time, and we could not have made any more better decision than the decision that we made at that particular time. Anything gnarly that we have experienced in the past was either a soul lesson or a soul contract, and it was something that our soul agreed to. Nay, it was something our soul curated for us to experience in this lifetime. Anything that may happen in the future when we know better and we can do better is just a reflection of the fact that our vibration is a little wonky, and it's letting you know, oh hey, my vibration is a little wonky because look what is happening to me. So now that I know that my vibration is a little bit wonky, I'm going to raise my vibration, so that way I'm no longer an energetic match for this wonkiness that I'm experiencing. That's why I don't do predictive videos, guys. Now I'm going to catch up on comments. Oh, lots of questions. I love you guys. So yes, Deborah, that was a very, very long way of me getting to the fact of why I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen for 2025. The absolute only thing that I am going to tell you, because this is consistently, every time I have looked into it, this is what I have received. It's going to get gnarly. I remind you, it's divine. It's for us. It's for our highest good. Even if it's not for us, it's for those of us in the back that are in the nosebleed section and they can't see the stage. It's going to get wonky, y'all. It's going to get wonky. 2025, 2026, it's going to be gnarly. Guess the fuck what, guys? 8 years from now, we will be living in a different but very magnificent world that none of us can even understand or comprehend or imagine. We've never even had it before. That's as far as my predictions go. You're welcome. I'm going to catch up on comments now. T. Roberts, Faye, do you remember which AMA you talk about Stephen King? No, but all of my AMAs have timestamps. So if you go into them and you look at the timestamps, not only will you find the segment I had done on Stephen King, you will find a bunch of other really, really good juicy tidbits that you didn't even maybe know that you wanted to watch until you go into that AMA. So I can't tell you which one it is other than to say they all have timestamps. You will find juicy tidbits in all of them. Tiffany Random, does getting goosebumps or chills relate to our spirit guides? No. I mean, not what I have been shown. What it actually shows us when we have goosebumps or chills is we are in the presence of some sort of a spirit, soul, or entity. Okay? It's not an indication that we're connected to spirit guides. It's actually an indication that you might have a spirit that is with you in that room at that time, or if you're walking and you feel it, there may be a spirit walking with you at that time. It's just an indication there's some sort of a being that no longer has a physical body that is with you at that time. Tom Green, John Cena. Oh, these are good. Oh, Hulk Hogan. Oh, I like these. Okay, hold on. Tom Green, John Cena, Hulk Hogan. It was a great question, Tiffany. Deborah, can you do creatures like Dogman? I don't know who Dogman and Sabi, I don't know who they are, but I'll write it down. Dogman and Sabe or Sabi. Yeah, you're welcome, Albert. Jennifer Love Hewitt is on my list. James Frank. Wait, didn't I? No, I didn't do James Franco. You know who I did that's making me think of James Franco? I think it was Shia LaBeouf. I had done Shia LaBeouf and I was thinking of James Franco. I don't think I had done him. Oh, Justin Timberlake in sync. Justin Timberlake and in sync. That's a good one. Steve, Hypnosis Inc., the company. Very interesting. Never heard of it. Kind of curious about it. Hypnosis Inc. Deborah, like, are we all going to come together? Starseeds, I mean. So it's a good question, Deborah. It's part of a slightly larger answer, which is there's more star seeds seeded into Earth at any given time, because not all the star seeds are going to wake up at any given time. Any period in the past where there has been a renaissance was a indication that the star seeds that were seeded at that time, more of them had woken up at that time than what was necessary or called for. So I have seen that there is going to be a renaissance in the future. I don't think it's going to be in 2025 though. It's going to be maybe more around like 2030, 2031, 2032 and on. So there's going to be a renaissance, but it's not going to be in 2025. Steve, Albert, saw some interesting blind items on JLH and Franco. Deborah, oh my God, look at the comments. I gotta catch up on the comments, dear. I take it I'm in for a treat. LOL, I don't care about the, oh, I got you, honey, okay. Jamara, Jamara, I've done pets in the past, love. It's in a previous AMA. I've looked into pets. So, how about this, Jamara, love? Find the segment where I had spoken about pets in a previous AMA. Watch it, and if you have further questions, let me know, and then I can add that to a subsequent AMA. Oh, God. Okay, got you, Deborah, love. Jamara, human to animal connections or such. Watch the segment and see if I answer your question, okay, love? Yeah, Jamara, boo wonkiness. Yay, transformative wonky. Oh, I just hit my ring light. Sorry about that. Jamara, search her channel for the name to find the video. Steve, she did wolf people. Yes, I did them not once but twice. I really hardly ever look into a topic more than once, but I don't know, something about, I was like compelled to look into it. So never feel bad about asking me to look into a topic, because I may even sometimes look into it 2 times, for example. Lisbeth, Anne Rice. Ooh, Anne Rice is a good one.
Mom, can I start talking about something unrelated?
It depends. Whisper in my ear what it is.
Okay.
What an interesting question. I will bring it up to the community.
Okay, yeah.
Pip wants to know, when in school did we all have show and tell? I remember being young, like way younger than you are now, like maybe 4 years old.
In this video, it's the first Friday of every month.
I want to go to that school. Actually, I want to go to your school.
Look, I'm jumping.
I know, you are very high energy, my darling.
Wait!
Just watch your buddy so you don't bang into the ring light, okay, sweetheart?
Okay.
By the way, guys, not to brag or anything, but Pip looks freaking adorable. Can you, don't point your head in. Can you just like show us your sleeve? The shirt he is wearing is beyond. Don't put your head, I don't know if we can, hold on. Tilt your head away. Pick up your head. Hold on, step in a little bit more.
Okay.
His shirt, don't put your head in. His shirt has dinosaurs on it, y'all. It's freaking adorable.
Mom.
And he chose it himself.
Mom.
Yes,
okay,
my darling.
So when did you have show and tell in school?
Like 4 years old.
Hey, you didn't
I didn't do
this.
it yet. No, because it's gonna take me away from the peak.
No, Mom.
Yes, darling.
No, like I mean when? Like the first Friday of every month?
Oh, I think it was once a month. I think it was on a Monday though, or a Wednesday.
Okay. Can you please do it? Thanks.
I will. You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye bye. Oh, Oh, Natalie, Mia Goth, actress. She is actually married to Shia LaBeouf. Oh, I'm so... Girl, I am sorry for her.
Wait.
Because what I got on Shia LaBeouf was not complimentary.
Wait, look. Why does your lips look pinkish
On the inside? Well, they are. Everybody has
no,
pinkish on the inside.
No, look. Look, why does it look so... Stop! Why did it stop, actually? Why is it so pink like there? It's like glittery pink. Did you put glitter lipstick on?
Absolutely not. I
Does
don't
that
know.
exist?
Oh, no. You know what it is? It's the highlighter. I put highlighter on my upper lip and it must have it bled. It
Mom,
transferred to the
Mom.
lower lip. Yes, darling.
You should definitely see if glitter lipstick exists. It would be super cool.
Not only does it exist, but I have a tube of it. But he doesn't know that. Okay. Mia Goth, I'm sorry for her. I'll write her down, but Shia's energy was not a favorable one, and I don't know that I'm gonna want to play in her energy, but whatever. Oh, Tyler Perry, good one. I'll write that down. You're most welcome, Deborah. Tyler Perry. Misha Barton, Chloe Savigny. Misha Barton. It's not like I don't have enough names on the list or anything. Chloe Savigny. Brandy Norwood. That's a great one. She's actually connected to somebody else. So I'm kind of curious what's going to come in when I look into Brandy. Ooh, Calvin Klein. Oh, David Geffen. Who the heck is Tom of Finland? Hold on. Calvin Klein. David. I mean, I didn't look into his energy. I looked into his wife's energy. David Geffen's, what's her name? His most recent wife. Maybe go back and watch that and see if you got enough of a takeaway from it. I don't know. Tom of Finland. Jamara, can you add 23andMe. Oh yeah, girl. Steve is asking, Albert, do you know Jamie Deluxe? Deborah, can you ask what's going on in Antarctica? So my love, I have done a members video on Antarctica. I have a feeling the answers you seek are in that video, but it's not something that's palatable on the regular station, which is why I made it a members video. So maybe consider joining my membership. Even if it's just for a month and binge watching all my videos and then canceling your membership, you will get a really, really clear understanding of what the actual fuck is going on in the world right now, because a lot of my videos are demystifying what is actually going on right now. Deborah, that storm that we are coming from that location. Albert, Steve, no, I don't know. What about kindergarten? Yeah, kindergarten, right, Lisbeth? Deborah's saying 5 to 6 years old. I think it was kindergarten also. I think I was 4. Tanisha, when I taught first grade, I had show and tell every Friday. Oh, every Friday. Love that. Steve, Albert, if you check out his videos, you will enjoy them. He just did a video about JLH's upbringing, treatment, and what James Franco has had to hide on his way to the top. Jamie Deluxe channel. Oh, I'm so sorry. Steve said it's crazy awful. Jamara, it was once a year, Pip, and it was rare. Enjoy it. So here's the thing, Jamara. It's not in his school. He's watching some sort of video and they're talking about show and tell. So he was kind of curious about it. Deborah, no need for sorries. Albert, I like that, Deborah. True. Albert, oh my God. Thank you, Steve. I'll definitely look into it. Jamara, LMAO, Faye, you all are too funny. I am giggling. I am to please. Yes, Albert, Brandy is connected to, I think that's what had come in, right? Steve, oh, the 23andMe is a good one. Are there any trustworthy DNA reading services? Not yet. I wouldn't do it now. Maybe wait a couple of years. Not yet. I knew what you meant, Steve. Elizabeth, Kirk Douglas, he assaulted the starlets, even 16-year-old Natalie Wood. I'll put him down. You know who just crossed over? I saw this because my mom gets magazines. And I don't get them at home anymore, but I was reading hers. Donald Sutherland. Charlie Sheen's father just crossed over. He might be an interesting one to kind of connect to also. Let's put down Kirk Douglas. And who did I just say? Donald Sutherland. Sutherland. Jamara, right, like the current list is in 3 notebooks. I left my notebook in LA and I just took screenshots of it because I was like, I'm not traveling with 2 notebooks because, you know, I got the notebook that I channel in and my list is in the old notebook. Don't ask. I just took screenshots of it and I have like pages upon pages upon pages. But I'm also going to tell you guys something. I've really not done a lick of channeling while I've been away. I took a well-needed mental vacation from the work that I do because sometimes when you do a lot of channeling, you run the risk of getting burnt out, of constantly being inundated with all of that energy. So I took a well-needed vacation, and when I get back, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna start to channel the daylights again. But that's why I recorded a shit ton of content before I left. So that way I was going to be releasing content at least on a semi-ongoing basis, which is the mini energy reads. And then the one that I just set to go live, I actually also recorded, but I had to edit it. I had to make sure it was up to my standards. But then I've also been doing, you know, the live streams with you guys, and I've been doing members live streams, and then I came on to do this live stream, which is going to act as content. Then I'm going to have the Thursday live stream, which is going to replace the content that I was going to actually release on Thursday, but I'm still releasing a video tomorrow anyway, so this week you guys get 3 videos. Very, very exciting, I know. Deborah, what about Mrs. David? Oh, sweetie, I did her. She's in a previous AMA. Shelly Miskovich. I have looked into her for a previous AMA. That segment is wild. It is not to be missed. Please go back and find it. It is a wild segment. Okay, I will see what I can do. Oh, Kendrick, I know, you know what, Trey? So many people are asking about Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Okay, let me make it official and write it down. Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Daddy Kiefer, yeah, for sure. Shannon Doherty, and yes, so that's on my list, by the way. She also just crossed over, by the way. Shannon Doherty just crossed over. I know this from the magazines that my mom gets. Albert, it's like me 5 years ago, circa 5 years ago. I knew everything that was going on in like Hollywood. It was wild. Albert, Martin Sheen is Charlie's father. Donald Sutherland is a great actor who, oh, no. Martin Sheen is, oh, wait a minute, you're right. Who's Donald Sutherland's father? So I'm confusing people. You are right, Albert. Donald Sutherland is Kiefer Sutherland's father. You are absolutely correct. Martin Sheen is Charlie's father. Thank you for correcting me, Albert. I appreciate that. Brandy and Whitney in That Man. You know, Jamara, you had seen it. Villain, Steve. Oh yeah, I forgot Brenda passed on. 90210 used to be my favorite show in the world. Watch the segment I did on Tori Spelling if you need to be woken up. Because man, oh man, what was going on that set. Deborah Mosley, you always have such a wonderful lineup. I appreciate it and all you share with us. Thank you. You are most welcome. Steve, Brenda and Dylan in heaven together forever. Gag, right? Trey, yeah, I knew her more from Charmed, my favorite show as a kid. I love that. I never even saw Charmed, but I like the name of it. Deborah Mosley, oh cool, I will go search for it for sure. Elizabeth, Richard Simmons, who just passed. Did I ever? Hold on. I channeled Richard Simmons, by the way. I channeled him. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. I think I'm confusing two people. Hold on. I channeled Richard. I think if it's who I'm thinking of, I channeled him, but I didn't record a mini energy. I didn't record a segment on him. I did Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons was the fitness guru from the 80s, right? If that's who it is, I channeled him, but I didn't record the segment. But there's also, who was the guy from Kiss that has the last name Simmons? I might be confusing the two of them, as that actually tends to happen on occasion. Smelly Knuckles, my fiance kissed another man today. You know what? You know what, Smelly Knuckles? Say thank you. You best know this before you get married than to find out after you get married. Because if they're doing it when you're engaged, you best be aware of the fact that they're going to continue to do it after they get married. She did you a solid. You at least now know who this is. If you want to continue and get married to her, you know who this person is. She did you a solid. Seriously. I'm sorry it happened though, but she did you a solid. Steve, you're thinking, yes, thank you, Steve. Gene Simmons. So, no, I looked into Richard Simmons, but I didn't record a segment on him. Now I'm going to have to revisit his energy now that he crossed over. Albert, Bijou Phillips, Shelley Duvall, Dominique Swain, Rachel McAdams, Brad Renfro. I don't think I've done them. You're going to have to email me. I'm not writing all of them down. I'm sorry. Yes, it was the exercise guy. I'm starting to feel lazy, Albert. I'm sorry. No, the truth is I think I have written down some of these. Rachel McAdams is on my list. I think Brad Renfro is on my list. Bijou Phillips not. I'll write her down. I know she's not on my list. Bijou. Shelley Duvall. I'm not going to look into her. I'm sorry. Dominique Swain I'll look into though. Oh no, she's on my list already. Kendrick, Jamara, Kendrick and Drake is your typical distraction play for monetary gain and Drake's time to reap, but prove me wrong. You know what that reminds me of, Jamara? Do you remember I did a mini energy read on, what's his name? It'll come to me. Give me a minute here. Mia names, y'all. Mia names. Ja Rule. What did Ja Rule reveal? All the drama and the bullshit and how none of it is real. So your comment, Jamara, makes me think of it. It's the 3D distraction, the bullshit that none of it is real, that they all get sucked into, or it's written into their script of who they're going to be this year on the world stage. It's all a distraction. I think you are right, Jamara. Albert, yes, thank you. Gene Simmons is from Kiss. I always confuse the two because the last name is the same. Yes, Deborah. Smelly Knuckles does deserve better 100%. Albert, no, you're fine, LOL. I know it's a lot to write. It's also because I honestly think I had written most of them down, and the ones that I hadn't written down in the past, I added them. But I'm not looking up Shelley Duvall, I'm sorry. Jamara, you know what's crazy? People on TikTok said they swore Richard already passed and said that's proof timeline switched. There's some truth to that, but I wouldn't. Hold on, Steve. Can you imagine how scary Richard would be in jeans, makeup, and costume? Terrifying. So this is what I would say, Jamara. I don't look at it like timeline switching because you can change your timeline in any given lifetime. I would say that's more an indication of what's it called? Oh God, what's it called? What's his name? Mandela. It's an indication of the Mandela effect, honey. So go back. I did a video, in case you haven't seen it. I had done a video on 3 things. The Mandela effect and something and something. I don't remember what they were. Go back and watch that because that's actually more an indication of something that has to do with the Mandela effect and the way that the Mandela effect actually works. Tiffany Davis, agree with you, Jamara, about Kendrick and Drake. Yeah, because they get a script. You know, like, what's their character? It's just like an actor on a TV show. At the beginning of the year, they get a script, or they get every script, unless it changes, and they see, okay, what's happening with my character on TV this year? This is the exact same thing. anyone that's in the club, they get a script of what their character on the world stage is playing out over the next year. It's part of their contract in joining the club that their likeness and their representation is going to be used in some sort of a way. Faye, does Shelly have creepy energy? Her energy reminds me of a dinosaur. I wouldn't quite say that it's creepy. I would just say I don't want to look into her energy for one reason, but it's not because it's creepy. I just don't want to look into it. So I don't want to like give you false hope and say that I'm going to write it down if I know that I'm not going to look into her energy, because Albert, I'm telling you, I'm not going to look into her energy. I don't want to give you false hope. I want to be honest, and I want to tell you I'm not writing it down because I'm not going to look into her. Deborah, that's how everything is scripted. Absolutely right. That's why everything that's playing out is for us. It's part of the wake up. You said it absolutely correct, Deborah. We have been on for just over 2 hours, y'all. Any other questions? Any other comments that y'all want to share? If not, thank you, Albert. Here's the thing. I want to be transparent, and I want to be honest, and I want to tell you. So I'm being honest with you, and I'm telling you I'm not going to write it down because I'm not going to look into her. T. Roberts, sometimes the energy is so bad you don't want to touch it. Yes. On occasion, I have looked into people's energy, and I haven't felt safe. One person that I remember very candidly when I connected to their energy, I was like, I didn't feel safe, was Amanda Knox. She's in a previous AMA as well. You can go back and you can watch that segment. I had actually said that when I was looking into her energy, I crawled up into a ball because I didn't feel safe when looking into her energy. Some people's energy feels icky. Some people's energy I don't want to look into. I don't want to touch it. I have literally been receiving downloads on somebody's energy, and I'll say to the guides, no. No. I don't want to see this. Stop. And if they're not stopping what they're showing me, I will stop meditation. I'll get up and I'll pick myself up and I'll walk away. Yes, some people's energy I do not want to touch. Deborah, yes, you have a good rest of your evening. Have a good week ahead. Most welcome, darling. I will have a good evening. Please, Deborah, if you can, join us on Thursday. Come with questions about changing timelines, free will, soul contracts, any question you have on the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Trey, I feel like your member video helped me time jump a few years. I just want to say thank you, Faye. You are most welcome. Thank you for the shout out. I really, really appreciate that. I appreciate when you guys are sharing with non-members how you are enjoying the videos, how you are liking them, how they have helped you if they have helped you in some way. And this is actually a good time I'm going to share with anyone that's watching this that's not a member, or if you're going to catch this in a replay. Maybe next week, I'm going to be sharing one of my members' videos. I'm going to be making it a non-members video. I don't think it's going to remain non-members. I think I'm going to make it non-members for maybe like 48 or 72 hours because it's a long one. I'm going to be making one members video, a non-members video for a limited time. So first and foremost, you guys can actually get a taste of what the members videos is like, the kind of reveals that we do. And because one of the comments on that video was that one of my members said she wished it was a non-members video because she felt the information I shared was so essential, more people needed to know it. So that really was kind of like an impetus in me wanting to share at least this one bit of information. But also for you guys to understand, what are the things that we look at in the members portal? What are the kind of reveals that I'm sharing there? What's the kind of information, the channeled information that's coming in? What are the reveals? So it's going to be made, I think, live next week. Maybe like I'm going to make it live from like Thursday to Sunday or something like that. Because it's like a pretty long video and I want to give you guys ample time to watch it. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to be posting about it in the community section though, giving you guys a heads up about it. Let me catch up on comments here. But you're most welcome, Trey. That's all I wanted to actually say. T. Roberts, Amanda Knott's eyes always get me. Watch the segment. Seriously, T. Roberts, watch it. Jamara, I'm sorry, a dinosaur is such a niche descriptor for energy. I mean, you kind of get it though, right? You think of a dinosaur, you kind of get it. Steve, I pulled 3 more cards. 10, Wheel of Fortune, fortune for all of us, blast from the past, yes, loved from loved ones, and placebo, make your own fun. I love that, Steve. Deborah, I will do that, thank you. You are most welcome. Deborah, oh nice, I will be looking forward to it. Jamara, thanks, Faye. Had a divine time. I'm glad to hear that, darling. Deborah, I'm going to invite my friend to come on Thursday too. You, seriously guys, you do not want to miss Thursday. It is freaking wild what came in, and it connects so much to what we're talking about now, and it also connects so much to like things that we talk about on this channel in general, like changing timelines, like soul contracts, free will. It's gonna be not to be missed. That's all I want to say. Tiffany, I'm about to go back and watch that AMA. Let me know in the comments of that AMA how you enjoy it, okay, darling? Guys, I love you. Thank you for being the best absolute community on YouTube, because you are. Fact. You are, because I'm just a high vibe human being. Period. The end. So if you are here, if you are part of the community, it's because you are high vibe. First and foremost. Steve, nobody switched timelines until Thursday. Frank, is there such a thing as an earth angel? Okay, now hold on, Tio. I might have to wait before I get off. I need more information on what you consider an earth angel to be. Tiffany, also, I have energy. Those in this live, have a good one. Yes, you too, darling. Elizabeth, have a great evening with your family. Faye, thank you, darling. Thanks, you're most welcome. Deborah, oh my God, Deborah, I love you. Thank you so much. Well, according to Deborah, Frank, I am one. So there you have it. I don't need to stay on to answer your question. Deborah just answered it. I can't confirm nor deny. I never even heard about that or thought about that or thought to look into it. And I would never be so arrogant as to say that I am one. Because frankly, I didn't even know I was a freaking starseed until somebody asked me, Faye, are you a starseed? And I was like, I don't know. Let me ask my guides. So I have no freaking clue. I love you, Steve. Boom. Yes. Tiffany, darn, supposed to say enjoyed. I got you, honey. Guys, I love you. Seriously. Thank you so much for being part of my Vibe Tribe. I hope you enjoy the replay. I'll put some timestamps in for anybody. Guys, seriously, do not miss Thursday. And do not miss this Thursday's live stream, and don't miss next Thursday's video neither. It's going to be made live for a limited time, not to be missed. I love you. Everybody have a yes, Travis. Slay queen, just slay. I am claiming it, Travis. I am claiming it. You are most welcome, Deborah. And yes, Travis, I am slaying. I love you, Travis. Thank you. Thank you. I love all of you, not just Travis, but Travis is bringing some extra oomph to the end, and I'm kind of vibing with it. I'm kind of appreciating it. Thank you for that. Have a good night, y'all. I love you. You can always reach me via email. You can comment in my videos. Go to the community section. I'm like just a couple of clicks on your keyboard away. I love you all. And until next time, stay in the, you know what, high vibration. Yes, Travis. Slay, slay, slay. I love you all. Goodbye. Everybody slay. Not just me, y'all. Let's all slay. Bye, guys. Slay.